Hey guys!
I'm Natalie.
And I'm AJ, and welcome to our first episode of Talks with Blue. Today we'll be interviewing Blue in Dubai on her transition from being a graduate to her first job at Integral.
So you can find me on Instagram, which will be in the link below.
And you can also find me on YouTube, AJIRL, or on Instagram, _AJIRL.
So basically we'll be asking Blue a series of questions, so stay tuned to find out more. Hey Blue,
Hey,
so I've got a few questions for you to ask. My first one is, what university did you go to?
I went to the University of Westminster Business School in Marylebone, and I was there for about 3 years.
What course did you study?
Business management and marketing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And what grade did you obtain?
Girl, I got a 2-2. Let me just say something quickly though, because I feel like with a lot of people, everyone has this sort of expectation that you need to get a first or a 2-1, and you know you're going to be successful if you get those grades. But honestly speaking, as long as you actually hold your degree, that's all that matters. So no pressure. I mean, still work hard, but no pressure, because I got a 2-2 and I got a job.
So you got a 2-2. Do you feel like that was on your work ethics, or was that just the bad things at uni, or like?
The reason why I actually got a 2-2, to be fair, is because of finance. I'm just not a maths type of person, so it was really difficult. And as much as I tried to seek advice and help, and also tried to rely on some of my friends, unfortunately it just wasn't clicking. So it just kind of literally scraped past, and yeah, that's what let me down.
So what were the pros and cons of going to uni?
I would say I met some amazing people. Other than that, not much, I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like my course in general, especially now, I didn't really benefit that much in terms of everything was so theory based, no practical, and in result to that I suffered a lot. So even just basic skills like, I don't know, Illustrator, Photoshop, they never actually offered that. So yeah, it was a bit.
Alright then. Was that under the course syllabus, or was that just something
you had to actually go out yourself and do it? So that's even more money, but you know, considering you pay 9k a year, I don't know.
It burns.
Yeah.
So what do you think you could have done differently past that uni?
Probably exactly that. With my marketing degree, I think taking up more courses, started freelancing earlier as well, because I've only been freelancing for about a year now, a year and about 3 months. So if I started from first year, I think I'll definitely be more of a better position than I am. But yeah, that's definitely all that I would have done differently.
So going into your development blog, you wrote about how you achieved 1 GCSE.
Yeah.
So how has this affected you in the long run?
You know what? With the GCSE, it was literally English.
So how did you get 1 GCSE? I'm so how is this possible? I'm pretty sure a lot of people want to know, because this is something I wanted to ask. How did you get 1 GCSE?
Okay, cool. So I came to this country in 2008, right? So the way, fair enough.
You're fresh.
It's not being...
Basically.
Girl, I ain't fresh, okay? The thing is, the transition from just normal English, maths, science to over here you get the additional sciences and geography and history and RE and all of that kind of stuff. I was just thinking this is not actually the stuff that I'm really used to. So I came over here and I was supposed to be in year 8. Actually, they tried to push me back, because I was a year older anyway back home. I sort of went straight into year 9, and then I don't think that was enough time for me to just adapt to the environment, adapt to what's going on. So it was literally okay, quick, revise, whatever I could absorb, cool. Did the GCSEs, only 1 came out.
I mean, at least you got 1.
True.
English is important. So
Very important. But let's not try to say maths isn't, or history, or geography.
Yeah.
But
maths was really, I think I did it 10 times. I was just repeating and I just never got that C.
I mean,
I did it in college, and yeah.
Okay, that's alright. I mean, do you think now that you're looking back, you could have done things differently,
yeah,
or
no,
do you think
100%,
like
taking it a bit more serious? Maybe extra lessons as well. I never had any extra lessons.
Is that your fault or the school's fault?
I think it's the school's fault. Because no one actually sat down to sort of like, you know how you have like entrance exams, just to sort of like test out, you know, my
where
abilities.
your head was.
Yeah,
and
no,
what
definitely.
you could do, yeah.
I think, you know, things would definitely be different, but oh well. I actually don't regret it. You know, something to talk about, something to use to inspire other people.
That's good, you know, live life no regret. YOLO.
Exactly. YOLO.
So, like, when did you start applying for like, job roles and stuff?
I started applying last year, July. So I thought I was gonna graduate. Oh Jesus! Yeah, so I thought I was gonna graduate in July, but due to my financial courses, that just didn't happen. So I graduated in November. So all my other friends graduated in July. So that's sort of like when I started to apply for jobs. So yeah, ever since then, it was just rejection after rejection after rejection. Just due to probably no experience, no office experience as well, because I've been in school from, you know, GCSEs, college to uni. I didn't really have that time to, I don't know, maybe like have like a summer internship like other people have done. So
Did you feel like they judged you based on like what was on paper as opposed to you as a person?
Yeah, no, definitely you get that a lot. And you know, you always get emails or call back that, you know, you don't have like this specific type of qualification, or we just don't think you're confident enough, or you don't, you know, fit the criteria. And some of the roles are actually quite junior, so this is what I didn't really understand, that okay, if it's junior, then it's like entry level, anyone can do it as long as you know how to like use a computer. But yeah.
Do you feel like race was like a factor in any of this, or do you feel like they saw your name and they immediately assumed that you was of, you know, a different ethnic background than, you know, the norm? Not to say that they were racist or anything, but that was a factor in which they took into consideration the fact that you had that name and you had that background, and hey, look, she's got 1 GCSE on paper. What the hell?
Race. You know, I really don't like to use this whole racial
I mean,
thing.
nor do I, but I feel like it should be like,
sometimes. But then to be fair, I feel like I know a lot of people, especially older than me, that have had degrees for like 4, 5, 6 years, and they're black. You know, a majority of my friends are black. But the thing is, I feel like considering the amount of interviews that I got, I don't think it was about my name, or I think it was just lack of experience, lack of confidence, not knowing much about what exactly I want to do. And you know, sometimes when you walk into a certain place and people look at you and have that conversation, you can tell if they have like a sense of direction, or you know, do they really want this, or you just doing this because you want to say that you have a job. So I think that was the issue, and that was the gap. Yeah, because I had like what, 27 interviews plus, and that was actually going in. That's not even telephone interviews or like the applications that I filled in. So yeah.
So how exactly did you land your first job then?
Well, so after going in like many times, I think I was just getting so frustrated, and I thought, okay, I need to think of ways, different like interview techniques, because you know, everyone's used to the norm of just going in, hi, my name is blah blah blah, why do you want the job? Okay, then that's it, everyone just goes home. So because I actually want to go into like the creative industry, so to do like communications, marketing, advertising, I thought that, you know, maybe I should start stuff like presentation. So if it's digital, maybe going on their social medias, you know, researching about the company, and just finding ways that they can improve, because companies always want people that use their common sense, their initiative as well. You know, what can they do to sort of like better the company? So I definitely advise people to do that. Obviously that's for the creative industry. Other places you could do the same thing, but then when you come across to them, you need to make sure that you're not almost telling them what to do. It's just like a recommendation and what they can do to better themselves. So, but then, you know, there's quite a fine line in between that, so it is quite tricky. I use a lot of like agencies as well, Brook Street, Office Angels, online stuff like Indeed, Monster, Total Jobs, you name it. Like I just subscribe to anything. But then when your email gets so flooded with unnecessary stuff, it's just like, okay, so you sort of need to like filter what exactly you want to do. So if it's social media or graphics, you need to go to like certain places that you know that you'll definitely find exactly what the job role is and whether you can fit the criteria as well.
I've got a question. Like, what kept you going, basically?
If
it was me, I'd give up.
100%.
Yeah.
All of them setbacks is like...
That's like the second one. Or
yeah, like 27 interviews is a lot.
That is true. What kept me going? I actually don't know. I really don't know, because I know that all the time I was like crying, I was always complaining, especially from my family members. Like it'd always be, okay, you're graduating now, where's the job?
I feel like that's always the case of like, you know, in terms of like, well, with everyone, but with like African parents especially, like
exactly that. It was so you know, you start with university. Oh, you need to make sure that you get through university. Okay, class hands for like 5 minutes, and then you know
they say they give you like 2 months.
They assume if your ticket's as expensive.
Basically.
And you know, if it was that simple, a lot of people would be working right now.
100%.
You know, so what really kept me going? I think like law of attraction, definitely. Reading books, listening to videos.
Well, let's tap into your Twitter, you know, Blue in Dubai. You're quite influential, aren't you?
Yeah.
You got quite the following. And your recent post on, you know, from when you was complaining on Twitter about how you sort of like, you went for so many jobs, you wasn't getting anywhere, and it was always down, and then you tagged that into how you now got a job.
Yeah.
And you know, everyone was sort of like praising you because people were following your story. How did you sort of get into that sort of Twitter and, you know, build your following? How was that inspirational? Was that like
in general anyway? I obviously started my self-development blog only solely down to the fact that I just feel like, you know, for people that might be going through hardships or I don't know, mental health, or just don't know who to talk to. Some people obviously have different ways of challenging themselves or trying to sort of uplift themselves. So I thought, okay, cool, start an online blog, people can read about it. I'm not so fond of like YouTube because that's not exactly what I want to do, but you know, here and there I'll jump on, say something, and then just crawl back, whatever. But with that, I literally was just sort of like expressing my frustration. I was pissed off because actually that was due to me. I went to an interview actually, and you know when you walk out of an interview and you're like, I smashed that, like, oh my gosh, can't believe it, they're gonna call me back, blah blah. You know, I did a presentation, like I really sat here at home until like 3 in the morning, like literally analysing every single detail, was ready in the morning, I was so piped. Went to the interview, it was amazing, they're engaging, I was like, yeah, I'll definitely get in this, like this is my time. Got home, and then I think like a week later, still nothing, and I was thinking, okay, like, you know, no phone call. So I emailed them and I was like, oh hi, you know, obviously came in for an interview last week, and you know, I really thought it went well. If I wasn't successful, can I get some feedback? And they're like, oh, you know, thank you so much for coming in. You're really interesting, you're bubbly, but the thing is, there was someone else with more experience, and you would have been our second choice. So I was thinking, okay, but it's quite a junior role, so where's the experience? And you know, I've been volunteering with like 2 different organizations. I attended like a lot of like networking events. I think as a person my attributes are like sky high, and I'm still building that. But you know, I don't know why that other person got chosen. It could be race, I don't know. It could be, you just don't know with these type of things. So yeah, so I expressed that frustration on Twitter, and yeah, it was fine. Just got like, you know, minimal engagement, and then when I subquoted it and then told everyone that, you know, I got the job, it literally blew out of proportion. Like, yeah, I had to delete that for a few times because it was like freezing.
You had to delete the app?
Yeah, because my phone was like just freezing every 2 seconds. But you know, I'm so grateful for everyone that obviously tuned in, was interacting. People found, you know, a spark of motivation from it as well, which I'm very grateful for, because you know, I feel like if you don't share your experiences with other people, it's really difficult. People might think, oh, I'm just in this by myself, and you know, people can relate, and that's all that I really want to, you know, do as a mission.
Definitely. So I was going to say, what advice would you give to people like your followers and viewers and people that are actually on your situation at the moment?
Well, you know, I always say don't give up. You know, I'm sure your family and friends tell you the same thing. But really and truly, I think where you need to start is by actually understanding yourself first and what you want to do. Understand sense of direction, or what are my like ambitions and stuff. You might not necessarily know what you want to do, but as long as you have a plan, that's what matters. Then elaborate on your plan. Sometimes you need to take detours as well, especially for us like young graduates. Like we literally came out of uni like what, 2-3 years ago. We're only like 23 and we want to land in a job that we're earning so much money, got, you know, credentials as well, a good title. But then, you know, sometimes if it means that you have to like do admin before you get to that role, do so. If you need to do, I don't know, like freelancing for ages and not get paid, you have to do that. I'll definitely recommend like freelancing, because you know, on your CV it's very credible. Employers see it as, okay, you was doing all this work and you wasn't actually getting paid. That's a really good thing as well. Charitable work, even if it's not, I'm talking from a creative side, but I'm talking about, you know, even if it's just charities like 1 day a week, it doesn't take that much. So yeah, obviously online platforms as well, networking events, depending on the industry that you want to go into. Eventbrite, like there's just so many things that you can touch on. I'll probably make like a separate blog, because if I talk about the different platforms, we're gonna be here till God knows when.
Ain't nobody got time for that, sis. Ain't nobody got time. So let's keep it moving. Let's step it up.
So yeah, I'll definitely recommend that, and I'll definitely be posting up a blog with the different websites, agencies, and wherever I can help, anyone can sort of like DM me on my socials.
Wicked. Well, that's the last of our questions, right? I mean, like, if anybody else listening or watching has any more questions to ask, you can definitely, we'll put some information in the bio where you can contact us or Blue in Dubai. And that ends our talk with Blue.
Thank you, guys.
Right? So thanks for tuning in. See you in the next episode.
Bye.
Bye.